Prix of Japan. 12 laps coming your way, 12 points and a gold medal for the winner, with just 13 points splitting Pecco Bagnaia and Jorge Martin with 7 rounds remaining. It's game on in the title race, and after a historic first visit to India last weekend, bringing that little bit of extra spice to the late sprint, Bagnaia and Martin start alongside each other on the front row of the grid. Martin magnificent to take a record-breaking pole this morning. Jackie's back in town as well as Thriller Miller. KTM's new carbon fibre chassis click with Motegi, the Aussie, he fires from the front row. And so far, no joy in Japan for Honda and Yamaha. Honda hopes resting firmly on the shoulders of Marc Marquez. He goes from 7th on the grid. Yamaha struggling as the home brand's humbled on home turf so far by yet more European domination. It's all eyes though on Martin and Bagnaia, side by side on the grid, neck and neck in the championship. 4 sprint wins each so far in 2023. Martin on a sprint hat-trick after wins in Misano and India. This one should be a cracker.
It should be. It will be flat out from start to finish. So we're certainly going to see who has got the electric pace between Jorge Martin and Pecco Bagnaia. Of course, the answer to that this morning was Martin. He's 13 points behind Pecco Bagnaia in the World Championship. So the World Championship lead will not change hands today, whatever happens with Martin and Bagnaia in this sprint. But the momentum is certainly with the Martinator. Since Pecco Bagnaia won in Austria, Jorge Martin has gained 62 points on him. Can he gain even more here this afternoon?
Coming to this Japanese Grand Prix, the closest gap between the top 2 riders in the World Championship after 13 rounds since this point of 2017, 6 years ago. And this year, of course, we have to factor in the point that there's been another 156 points to fight for with the addition of the sprint. So it is mighty close at the top here in Motegi. The MotoGP sprint coming your way. We could hear from Ducati boss Davide Tardozzi pre-sprint on the grid with Simon Crafart. They believe, they know that Jorge Martin is going to try and make that dream launch with the new upgraded Ducati starting device to bolt away from pole. In the sprint in Misano, in the sprint in India 7 days ago, Jorge Martin has not seen anybody's rear tyre. He's blown the field away in our last 2 Super Saturdays. Can he make it a hat-trick, which will just build more pressure on Bagnaia? Bagnaia needs some bounce-back ability, doesn't he, after he crashed out of 2nd place last weekend in the Indian Grand Prix. That's the reason why it's very much game on in this year's World Championship. So 12 laps coming your way, 13 points divide Martin and Bagnaia at the top of this World Championship. The Martinator gets himself set. Can he make the dream launch again? What about Jack Miller, the KTM we know starts strong? It's the chest thump. Jack Miller gets himself fired up and ready in the zone. The Japanese Grand Prix winner, of course, when he was in the distinctive red colours of the factory Ducati team. We have the green light waving at the back. We have full throttle here in Motegi, and very, very shortly it's going to be lights out. Here we go then, the Tissot sprint underway in the Grand Prix of Japan. Jorge Martin does absolutely nail the start of proposition. Jack Miller's made a superb launch as well on the factory KTM. He's going to slip up the inside of Pecco Bagnaia. Also away with an aggressive on the inside of both Bezzecchi and Bagnaia is Brad Binder. We have 2 KTMs inside the top 3. Bagnaia's had a poor start, immediately back to 4th.
Yeah, Binder was the quickest off the line. Bezzecchi did not get away well. He's back behind Marc Marquez, who's off to a great start. Marquez is up into 5th now. Bezzecchi down to 6th.
Plan A executed perfectly then by Jorge Martin. Joan Mir runs wide, going into turn 3 for the first time. Somebody further back, Paul Espargaro, I think, on the gas machine, was out the seat on the exit of turn 4, and that's left him right back down the field. Mir's already picked him back off.
Really poor start for Fabio Quartararo, who already had a pole's qualifying. He's down to 17th. He's behind the other 2 Yamahas, including Cal Crutchlow.
So Martin and Miller with the magic launches from that front row. They just zipped on by Pecco Bagnaia. It looked like he was standing still, didn't he? So live championship, a long, long way to go in this sprint. Very halfway around the first lap, but it could be creeping down to just 7 points. Martin then through this tight turn 9 on the very first lap. Now fire, another burst of acceleration towards the slowest part of the Motegi circuit. Top part of the course, turn 10, hard on the brakes for the first gear. 65 km an hour hairpin curve.
Well, we know these KTMs race well. They are so good, particularly on the brakes, so they're not going to let Martin have this easily, and crucially, they're not going to be easy for Bagnaia to take. Here comes Binder then, off the inside of his teammate Jack Miller. They almost made contact on the brakes, the 2 factory KTMs, but Binder through into 2nd.
Some proper friendly fire there, wasn't there? Binder wasting no time in snatching that advantage down the hill, tricky braking zone, down from 6th to 2nd gear on that downhill straight into the 90-degree corner. excellent first lap, moving fifth to second. Now he can set about a battle with Jorge Martin. Had a battle 12 minutes to go in the Japanese Grand Prix. That was the second place. Martin leads a perfect first lap for the pole man. He came over right at the end of that first lap in sixth, and he started fourth. So right back now, he went backwards, lost a couple of spots out of the lap. He's not been able to so far in the 72 to find a way back to the fast starting Marc Marquez, who did pick up 2 places on the Repsol Honda.
Yeah, it's been a good start to the sprint, all told for Pramac. Not only Martin getting away, but starting to come behind him. But John Zarco, away where he's going, but he like him at the inside of the back. Marco Bezzecchi is indeed. John Zarco really doing his team that turn here. He's passed Bezzecchi into the top 6.
Could be a damaging Saturday, this could in terms of the championship for Bezzecchi, because he will see the Pramac Martin streaking away at the finish. A couple of tenths clear of Binder halfway around this lap 2 of this 12-lap sprint. Marquez getting really close to the brakes right at the top part of the circuit into hairpin curve. Almost running to back of Pecco Bagnaia's factory Ducati. That's the battle for 4th and 5th.
And we know that Marc Marquez is not interested in who wins the World Championship this year. As long as it's not him, he's the rider we're on board with at the moment, hard on the brakes. We know Bagnaia is good on the brakes. This is a very solution. So he's breaking roads lately. And so far around this lap, Bagnaia is starting to make steady inroads back into Jack Miller once again. He started the lap around 6 tenths of a second behind him. He's closed that down by a couple of tenths on this second lap.
He won't have been happy to have missed the start compared to Jorge Martin, and then he'd been crushed by the fact that Miller got him as well on that run down to the tight first corner. They were all safely through. We've had some Tissot Sprint first corner drama in 2023, but this time around, thankfully, here in Japan, they all made it safely through. Martin then, as Ducati, the factory team, feared. After 2 laps, he is already trying to check out here. Fastest lap of the sprint so far, 1:44.033, pushing nearly 4 tenths to the finger at the start of lap 3.
Antonio, another rider who lost off the line, started from that second row. He's back down to 9th. He's in a battle with the 2 factory couriers. He's looking back down to see what Marco Bezzecchi's up to. He's drifting further behind John Zarco. So as you say, this could be a really tough Saturday, not just in terms of the physical pain he's in, but the points he's losing because Bezzecchi's slipping away from the back of John Zarco. He's coming under pressure now from Aleix Espargaro.
Already on lap 3, Fabio Di Antonio has a track this morning through the sweeping part on the Bottega circle, through a high speed turn 6 later straight. Actually, a quite far of a real hold with that yesterday in practice. Cancellara, he's certainly been damage to his right ankle, his right foot, and a sore neck as well on the Yamaha, proving a pain in the neck right now for Cancellara, who is still down. He's down 18th place. That's getting worse. Can't touch those picks him off.
Jack Miller was deep there into the hairpin curve at turn 10. He was managed to grab that late apex and fire that KTM out of the corner as well. But that provided a little bit of pressure back to Pecco Bagnaia. Martin, despite his best efforts to check out, is not able to quite shake off the pesky KTM defender at the moment. So far on this lap, really holding steady around really victory gone now on board with Marc Marquez, and despite Martin's best efforts, this group is staying together. Pecco gets back by round for the riders in second, third, fourth, in fact all the way down to the bottom of the top 10. All setting personal bests as they try their level best to get on terms with Martin.
Yeah, still not as quick as Martin though, not much of it, but Martin out of all those riders behind him, all 20 rides behind Jorge Martin did their PB laps on that lap number 3, but nobody was as fast as your race leader with a 1:44.153. The gap just crept up to 0.385 of a second over line. Further back we look then to try and find Marco Bezzecchi, who's having a pretty sore Saturday rather than a super Saturday. He has got the wrong way started fourth at that big crash at turn 12 at the start of Q2 this morning, and he came on the line to start this lap 4 down in 7th place. He's dropped 3 tenths behind John Zarco already.
Particularly strong in the first sector of this lap. That's where he's able to gap Brad Binder a touch. He's extended the lead in that first sector by a 10. Binder then pulls that time back again as we get into the 50th stop. These second sectors, you can see there on the brakes as Binder tries his level best to close in. Jorge Martin and Binder will be just keeping now, just trying to stay close to the pace of Martin and just keep the pressure on. Because of course Jorge Martin has had very little to lose lately in terms of the World Championship picture, but he's now in a position where he does have something to lose, because he's now going to close the gap even further to Pecco Bagnaia. If he put the flag out now, he would virtually cut Bagnaia's lead in half.
Martin and Binder are starting to break away here from nearer second place. Look how much Martin done again. He gets that rear tyre hooked up out of victory corner. The second gear, tight right hand over the start finish straight. He just pulls meters away from Binder. He's trying to capitalise on that extra grip on the new carbon fibre KTM chassis. On the brakes now, into turn 3 on lap 5. Martin still has that advantage, just a smidgen over 3.5 seconds.
It's the way out of corners that carbon chassis is particularly beneficial to Brad Binder. You need the acceleration out of those slow corners to be competitive around here. For the first time in this straight lap battle, Binder was a shade quicker than Martin. We're only talking about 2 hundredths of a second there. The personal best for the start of the aggregate. Both Binder and Bagnaia were quicker than Martin on that fourth lap.
Marquez's pace just dropping up a touch on that fourth lap. He was down to 1:44. He's losing a touch now with Bagnaia. He's starting to make inroads back towards Marquez, who had a 1:45.57, as we mentioned. Zarco was just a little bit quicker, although Zarco's in a little bit wide there, isn't he? He tried to get the power back on as well and just disturbed the balance of that Ducati as he came out turn 9. Hard to break to that, the first gear turn 10, on 4 second. And he got close enough to maybe pick up some slipstream down this long back straight, the downhill straight. I don't think he's going to be close enough to get Zarco on the brakes into 11.
It's could be key like this for Martin after that personal best last time around for Binder. Martin is stretching that lead out on this fifth lap. It's up to 0.6 of a second now through the third sector of this lap, and the two KTMs in general are fading a little bit at this stage, because you can see now from the aerial shot how close Bagnaia is now getting to the back of Jack Miller. He'll feel if he can get past Miller quickly, he might be able to chase down Brad Binder, but with Miller starting to favour a bit, there is that second and a half between the two backs.
It looks like Bagnaia might have his second best third place here. He will know that's losing more ground. The type of advantage, which was not that long ago, what looked like a real healthy block of 66 points. Nobody knows more than Bagnaia. I think the championship picture can change after he came from 91 adrift back to Quartararo last season to win Ducati's third championship in 15 years. Well, that will be the closest gap we've seen pretty much since the start of the season. Bagnaia, at the moment, could be just 7 points clear of Jorge Martin going into tomorrow's Motor Grand Prix of Japan. Could there be a scenario where, out of nowhere, Jorge Martin could be going to Lombard in 2 weeks' time as the new MotoGP World Championship leader?
Every chance at the moment. If they finish in these positions tomorrow, with the positions as they are now, they will take the points lead. There's an awful lot of racing to go between now and then. 7 laps of this sprint to go, 24 tomorrow, and Bagnaia needs to pull some key overtakes out in the next 7 laps, that's for sure. Certainly one on Jack Miller, just to run around the 45.0, which was the thick end of a second a lap slower than Martin is going, and you can see the queue who's now building up behind him.
You can see that as well. Martin's going at the power as quick as he dared out that first gear at turn 10. Just that Honda squirming underneath him, losing the drive in there. And that's going to just add to his woes as Zarco back second on the way to Spargo do continue to handle and hunt him down. We're about to then complete lap 6.12, halfway through this Japanese two-show sprint. Jorge Martin has the advantage of just over half a second. Nothing between Martin and Binder on that previous lap. They both exchanged 1:44.4, although this will grab Binder's attention, won't it? Because with half distance still remaining, he does have a track limits warning, so he has now got to be inch perfect precise on that new carbon fibre KTM frame.
There's 8 riders in the field already who've received their track as well. Half distance in this group, 6 laps completed, 6 to go. Rider who he knows probably better than anyone else in the paddock. He was teammates, of course, to Jack Miller in the past, and Bagnaia knows that he needs these points. As it stands, he would lose 6 in his current 13-point advantage. He can't afford to lose any more.
Crutchlow's got a long lap penalty, the Yamaha test rider on wildcard. I guess for the 2000 track race, he was one of several riders that had an early track finish warning. So Crutchlow's down 18th place. He had just set his best lap on the sprint. 1.5 seconds behind Quartararo, he was now. Then there is big trouble brewing here, isn't there, for Marc Marquez? He's going to find very, very difficult with half the sprint remaining to resist Zarco and that second lap place with Crutchlow exceeding track limits. So his first ever sprint experience, we'll see a one-lap penalty excursion as it well. Crutchlow down in 18th place, 1 place behind Fabio Quartararo. Absolute nightmare. Hang on, couldn't put a long way back here. It's back second Zarco's not been able to make a move on the strong line. So Bezzecchi goes, well, I'll take that. We'll give you a back.
In the sprint, he's got 5 laps to try and maximise every point he can from this sprint, and you feel with the drop-off in pace of Marquez, Bezzecchi should have that one under control. And see when you back to the pitch of Marquez is back in the midfield as far as now. Bezzecchi was just pulling it out there, but I think he was a little too far back to make the move to turn 3. You can't imagine Bezzecchi waiting too much longer.
Brilliant ride this has been by Miller, the Australian in third place. He just has not given that line one sniff a chance to see that third place on this sprint podium so far. We know that Miller is a bit of a circus specialist around here. One of his best Grand Prix performances came 1 year ago in the Japanese Grand Prix when he ran away with it at the front on the factory Ducati. He seems to have been really galvanised, doesn't he, by this new carbon fibre chassis. Here comes Bezzecchi on the inside, potentially, and Marquez going through the sweeping fast turn 7. There was no way through, but you do know that Marquez is struggling here with gear control. It's only a matter of time before Bezzecchi and potentially Zarco find a way through. Lace Spargo also big interest still in this fight for fifth.
Yeah, this is a case of overtake or you'll be overtaken for Marco Bezzecchi, because by taking that tighter line, having that sort of half-hearted look at the inside of Marc Marquez into turn 7, he almost opened the door for Zarco to come back through him. This is the particular part of the racetrack where Marc Marquez will fear he's going to come under attack. This was where Bezzecchi attacked Zarco last time around. He's fairly alongside before he even arrives at the braking zone. Marquez will have no answer to that.
Marquez tried to turn out. They both go wide. They both go really wide. Marquez on Bezzecchi, and it's a good business for the likes of Zarco and the latest Spargo. Zarco comes out the better of that particular exchange. Bezzecchi just getting that little bit hot with the slipstream, probably 5 or 6 minutes now faster than seconds. And now Bagnaia trying to find a way through to solving what's been a very complex puzzle right now. How do you get through on Jack Miller? 4 laps to go then in this Tito sprint in Japan. Jorge Martin now, for the first time, with an advantage of over a second.
I said it was pass or be passed, but in the end, Bezzecchi handed those positions on the plate on him. He went on the line just by the line of quite progressive with Spargo too, because he's got 8 points to Fabio Di Gianantonio, who's still firmly hanging around in that group from fifth backward. With Zarco now released past Marquez, Bezzecchi's also mentioned he might want to take it seriously.
2 full-time riders so far this year. Di Gianantonio and Nakagami have failed to score points in the Tito sprint. Di Gianantonio looking to rectify that so far. He's in that final point scoring place in 9th place. Courtesy of Troxley serving his long lap. Troxley did a 1:48.6, so he lost 3 seconds and a little bit more doing that long lap penalty. They're on board then with the world champion. Every point of this phase of the season priceless. He knows it as well, because Jorge Martin on course for this sprint hat-trick. He's dominated in Misano, he's dominated in India, he's dominating at the moment as well here in Japan. So Bagnaia has to somehow find a way through on Miller. He pulls side by side on the brakes, and down the hill we go into turn 11. He's got the inside line. Can he make it stop? That's going to be mighty close. Millimetres between Bagnaia and Miller. Miller runs it a little bit hard. They squeeze each other under the tunnel through 12 and 13, coming to victory corner. Not the back of the victory that they wanted it to be, but through that final corner, Camille Bagnaia, and it's still Miller that hangs on by his fingernails to that third.
Well, he needs every point that he can get here, but he doesn't need a crash, does Pecco Bagnaia, because he had one of those in India last weekend. Of course, last year here, he was battling with Fabio Quartararo for a position went down the top 10, and he crashed on final lap into the third corner, which is where he's now trying to attack Jack Miller side by side. And again, look how late Miller is on the brakes. Bagnaia couldn't do anything about that.
Miller's gone wide on that sweep, and it's almost lights on the rear tyre. He's desperate there with no angle on the power to try and keep Bagnaia at bay. Miller somehow standing firm there. What a ride this has been from Jack Miller. We talked about what a defensive rider, what a brilliant defensive rider Pecco Bagnaia has been throughout the 2023 title defence. But this has been a stunning ride by Jack Miller. Lace Spargo. Well, there's more reliability from us. Here comes Bagnaia being through on the inside of turn 7. That's going to be really tough. Miller squeezes it, just wipes it over the back of the Ducati man. It's been another wretched start for the overseas races in the factory in prison, particularly Lace Spargo. The mechanical rule out last weekend in India, so another mechanical who is fighting for the top 5 here in the sprint. Goes back to earth early on in the Rally factory, who had a terrible time on the overseas races 1 year ago.
Less on point scorers, he's winning 9th place, he's just ahead of Ralph Fernandez. So Bagnaia's attacked into turn 11, he's attacked into turn 3, he tried into 7 last time round. championship.
Boy, how hard has Pecco Bagnaia had to work for this third place. Jack Miller is giving him such a tough time. Now the flip back out of him. Can Bagnaia just break away? And say how relaxing time. Won't be anything but relaxing when Miller trying to fight back. But Bagnaia straight away in the break zone for the first corner has pulled about half a dozen white lengths on the Australian. There's Bagnaia's sister Corolla looking on the tackle. Long down the road. Jorge Martin 1.4 seconds clear than Miller now. Finger. Martin's still keeping himself, and think to be fair, in the high 144s. These two have been on a different level. Further back as they come through turn 4, you can see there Bagnaia and Miller. Let's just check it out immediately. Once he's got through on Miller, through the first split alone, Bagnaia was able to eke out a 3.5 second advantage. So it looks like having finally mastered Miller is going to be able to cut the break away and take what will be a priceless podium here in the sprint.
So keeping tabs on the left-hand side of your screens on Marco Bentecchi's progress as well. He's back where he was a couple of laps ago. In fact, as you can see now, he's going up the inside of Marc Marquez. He made a mistake last time he tried to overtake Marquez, and this time into turn 7, he gets the move cleanly done. So Bentecchi now up into 6th place, with Johan Zarco having broken clear of Marquez as Bentecchi and Marc went wide into turn 11 a couple of laps ago. That's probably as far as Bentecchi is going to get up the order.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Marquez has got anything left to fight back against Bentecchi. Just that little touch there with the final point scoring position occupied by Antonio. Excellent run by him in 9th place. And Maverick Vinales, who was pushed into 9th, courtesy of more reliability race for his factory, the 22-mate Alonso Spargo. So, at 3rd place that Bagnaia's had to work so hard for after an epic battle with Jack Miller means that Martin's gap going into tomorrow's full event feature Grand Prix will be 8 points. What a mouth-watering prospect that will be as the two top men in the championship go toe-to-toe from next to each other on that front row of the grid. So the final lap of the Tissot sprint on the way here in Japan. Martin has run away with it. 1.4 seconds clear of the finger. He's in very safe and secure 2nd place. He's 3.8 seconds up the road compared to Bagnaia. He's got a 6.5 lead down over Miller. Miller should be comfortable in that 4th place. A very hard earned 4th because he was nearly 6/10 clear of Zarco at the start of this final lap.
Yeah, we'll just check them through the first sector. You can see them in the back of the picture. Miller ahead of Zarco. 4/10 of a second through the first sector. So the still going from there. It will allow Miller to release Zarco to reinforce. Bagnaia and Martin have been our most successful sprinters so far this season. 4 wins apiece. As it stands with half a lap to go, Martin is going to be the first to 5 gold medals in 2023. So half a lap to go.
More significantly, he's going to be on course for the hat-trick. He's going to win the last 3, and he's going to win there without even seeing anybody else's rear tyre. It's been Super Saturday dominance again for Jorge Martin. It was game on this world champion as it coming in to the Japanese Grand Prix after Bagnaia's blundering Indian Grand Prix last weekend. Well, the heat, the pressure now is really building on Bagnaia. It could be 8 points clear going on to tomorrow's Moto Grand Prix of Japan. We start the final sector then, complete this final lap, and Jorge Martin is on course for 3 sprint wins in a row. Zarco is going to run out of time here. He's not going to be able to find a way through on Jack Miller. A real strong Tissot sprint here for Miller. Come on the tunnel for the final turn. You can see there Jorge Martin carries the finish line. It's a hat-trick of sprint wins, 3rd on the sprint for Martin. Now he's joined Japan for the March data as he claws back more vital ground in the championship chase. He wins the Tissot sprint here in Motegi. Brad Binder on the new carbon fibre chassis KTM takes 2nd from fifth. Pecco Bagnaia after an epic battle with his former teammate Jack Miller, he gets the final place on the podium. Miller is 4th, he does hold off Johan Zarco. Bentecchi got a poor getaway right at the beginning of the sprint. 4th to 6th for Baz, he loses more ground in the championship. Points for Marc Marquez, a first sprint point for Fabio Di Antonio. Maverick Vinales takes 9th place. Further back, an absolute horror show for Fabio Quartararo. Quartararo took the chocolate cloud. 15th, he was 19.3 seconds behind this man, Jorge Martin. There is the championship picture then going into tomorrow's Moto Grand Prix of Japan. 8 points splitting Bagnaia and Jorge Martin. Well, as we mentioned, before it was going on before the sprint, there's now very much going on. The 2 top men will start next week on the grid tomorrow. What a prospect that is. Martin is a prospect, isn't it?
That's a horror. Pecco Bagnaia will be well aware now that if he lets Martin start tomorrow, superb victory, and once again, from start to finish, just pumped up Martinez with that. If you didn't believe already the World Championship challenge is on, you certainly will now.
24番、はい、ですね、あれ、汗が出てきて、はい、じゃあ、お湯入ってください。はい、じゃあ、皆さん、午後もね、よろしくお願いします。よろしくお願いします。ここまでお付き合いいただきました。解説は青木信明さんでした。膝よりも肘が出てるんで、肘から先にもうだから今、膝じゃなくても、ステップから上は全部吸ってるぐらいの感じですよね。でも、あれでなんでスライドしながら、テストのように曲がってこれるのかな、わけが分かりません。はい、スラッシュはちょっと片付いてますね。最後まで痛みを耐えながらの走りだったと思います。皆さん温かい拍手を。中上孝明は3番手で Q1 フィニッシュ。さあ、そしてマルコバンチ から汗が出てきて、はい、早くじゃあお心配してください。はい、じゃあ皆さん午後もねよろしくお願いします。ここまでお付き合いいただきました。解説は青木信明さんでした。膝よりも肘が出てるんで、肘から先に進むみたいな。もうだから今膝じゃなくても、から上は全部つってるぐらいの感じですよね。でもあれでなんで